women are so mad and so bothered that when I told them that I was doing your show, they was like, light his ass up. Tear his ass up. Tell him the truth. So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to turn my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
If we're gonna have this conversation, how we need to have this conversation, just like you're holding me accountable.
Hold me accountable.
I need black women to hold themselves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
You seen Friday After Next. And you're like, you don't know, baby D.
At what point are we gonna stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak.
If we're keeping it about accountability,
All right.
I know what a woman is supposed to be.
What's good? What's hood? Man, it's your boy Reacts, bumming at you with a brand new video, man. But today we got fucking Friday. Cam Newton and K. Michelle gets brutally honest about love, regret, dating mistakes, and country music truths. Now, y'all know I gotta look at the screen every time when I pause it, and I'm looking at Cam Newton. He really OZ right now. He got the socks out because it's the same color as the hat, fool. And then you look to the right, you got K. Michelle. Little OZ joint, little old joint. Would y'all crush? Let me know. Without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get to the video. Before we get into the video though, man, if y'all like the intro that played at the beginning of the video, be sure to like the video, because if you like the intro, you're gonna like the video. Comment you got something to say about the video or me. Subscribe if you know I'm full with the content, man. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Being that you're living your life and you are who you are, you have your significant other who is who she is. Do you ever at night and when you're alone or in a space ever feel like you're speaking and things are hurting her?
Yes. Yes.
How do you feel? Like, what does that do to you?
It took her to tell me that. I didn't know. Because you got to understand, too, that people have to give other people grace, because those aren't prerequisites of understanding for most men. And I always say this about men. Men don't register things the same way females do. Meaning, I don't know how that make you feel. I know, if you ask me a question, would you hit? Yeah, I hit. But you standing next to your woman. And how does that make her feel? I don't consider those things. I'm not used to. But now it's like, would you hit?
Chill out, bro.
Oh, it's
nah, but like when he was talking, bro, that's a hard ass line though. Like now he don't say nothing, but the fit really, his fits be OZ. It just be too tight for him. Like he got the polo shirt, blue, two different color blues, but he got the polo horse the same color as blue as the line in the pants. Then he got the hoodie over the top, same color as the line of the pants. Like he really, and then he got the hat, same color as the socks, but it got the blue and shit on it too. Like he really OZ with the dressing. He gotta have a stylist, because that's some different shit. It's just too tight.
Would you hit?
That's crazy.
Do you
though.
see, like, I don't even get into that, but the attack on your significant other now, the type of attack that she goes through every day, you saw got tears in my eyes. That type of attack is the type of attack, you know, that I've gone through in different things. And to me, she's like a pretty amazing woman.
Dope.
And being in the media, you're never going to be right. They're going to attack you for anything, you know, like good or bad. But the type of attack that your significant other gets, I feel is very unfair.
And it's in large part self-inflicted.
What you mean?
Meaning inside the household, I bring these attacks to her. She used the words, not me. She said, baby, I feel like a piñata. And you're setting me up.
Ooh.
So with that, I needed her to tell me that. It never, like, and this is the thing too. My first baby mama didn't tell me that because she probably didn't know how.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that she didn't feel the same. Mm-hmm. My second baby mama didn't tell me that because she probably didn't know how. Mm-hmm. And now, as we're going through things, and this is why I always tell females, and I'm grateful that we're having this conversation and you're asking me these questions, because even as strong as I am, even as successful and how much money, I still need help. Help meaning, you gotta tell me, babe. Like, I don't know how this is affecting. No, for sure. And sometimes women lead with, you know, you're supposed to lead. Mm-hmm. And that could be like, hold on, but I still need you to give me insight so I can lead us, right? Mm-hmm. And we have these conversations. That's what I'm saying. I'm an open book.
I didn't know how you were going to be like in a conversation, because I'm like, I'm going on his show, and one thing, I've made a living off of singing the thoughts and writing the thoughts
in real time
and the true feelings of women. That is how, you know.
And can I be honest too?
Yes.
My team did a subject analysis.
Okay.
Of Cam Newton.
Okay.
And I was genuinely curious to what people thought. Not that I care. I
don't know. It's just a fit, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, it's OC, it's matches, but dog, it's the shoes with the fit. Like, that's, to me, bro, that's the single most thing that's throwing the fit off. Not that it's tight, but he got dress shoes with fucking joggers. Man, dog. And then it looks like an undershirt that he's trying to make sure that it's just a little longer than the polo, just because it got that same color as the socks and the hat. Then he got the top of the hat cut out so his dress stick. All right, let me chill out. What y'all think about what they just said, though? That was a very needed conversation, to be honest. The basis of what Cam Newton is saying is that he never got communication from his exes. You know what I'm saying? He never got communication from them. He ain't ever knew how they felt. So they feeling a certain, but I mean, they in a situation though. You can't blame him because you with a guy like that. Like you know it's gonna be some heat come. That's like LeBron James and Savannah James. It's like Savannah being mad that they attacking her. Like, you the wife of LeBron James, they gonna, like whatever. When you with me, a person like that, all his battles become your battles too. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even too much ride one way or the other, because I feel like you know what you getting into before you get into it. You can't be mad what come with it. You know what I'm saying?
I was just curious. And to not have support from women bothers me.
You don't have that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, we gonna talk, we gonna be 100.
Yeah.
You do not have that. Women are so mad and so bothered that when I told them that I was doing your show, they was like, light his ass up. Tear his ass up. Tell him the truth. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna talk to him. I'm really gonna ask the questions that I hear when Cam Newton's name come up. I'm just gonna ask the real questions. Like, and I think a real man, like you're doing, is gonna talk. He's not gonna, be offended. He's gonna just have a 100 conversation. So if I'm sitting here, we're supposed to have a full 100% conversation. Sure. And people like your significant other. Mm-hmm. They've liked her before y'all have become a couple.
For sure.
And
who he with?
Some things that she has said, might have offended women in other ways, like, and now they're like, oh, so now you're in this situation that you made fun about.
Right. And now all of a sudden you done switched up.
Yeah, you done switched up, but I'm telling you, it's something called being dick drunk. That dick. Oh, hallelujah, that dick. It will make you see things differently, do things differently, and just love in general. Yeah. So what I want to do...
She not lying. She's speaking from a woman point of view. For me, especially being a YouTuber, a black male YouTuber, I don't really get a lot of things from a woman's perspective at all. You know what I'm saying? I watch mostly men, So to hear... And she's a lady, so she coming right. But to hear what she's saying and to actually hear this from a woman point of view, it makes sense because I already damn near witnessed and figured this shit out through living life. She basically confirming what I know about bitches. You put the dick on them bird, you can control the bitch. She said the dick maker, ooh, that dick.
Things differently and just love in general. Like you see things. Hey, you done switched up, but I'm telling you, it's something called being dick drunk. That dick. Oh, hallelujah, that dick.
And then she said, hallelujah. That dick.
It will make you see things differently, do things differently, and just love in general. Yeah. So what I want to do with you today is have for real, not like it looks good for me, it looks good for you, but just like a 100% conversation.
I need that.
And that's what's needed because I don't feel that you are a bad guy. Yeah. I'm not getting that.
I get what she's saying by like, you know, if he having multiple baby mamas, he created multiple broken homes and shit. I understand that. But at the end of the day, that's one man. It's been like 10 females that made that decision with him. He's only one guy. If the females don't partake in him, it won't happen. You can't blame him for doing it. That's what's crazy is that's what they trying to do. They trying to, like, she's not trying to attack the women for going to men like that. She's not. She's trying to attack Cam for doing what he doing. But if it wasn't for women that was partaking in him, he wouldn't even be able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy what I'm seeing right now, what I'm witnessing. Yeah.
I've dated some evil fucks, but I'm not getting that in this.
No, with that though, like you have to understand growth is needed. Mm-hmm. And my heart goes out to my first baby mother, Kia, because like I love her. Like that's my nigga. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Sometimes she may not receive that.
Yeah.
And the circumstance can get a little sticky too. Because even though I'm in a happy relationship, her reassurance to, and granted, Jazz didn't even know Kia. Mm-hmm. Didn't even know.
What you mean she didn't need?
She didn't know Kia at this time.
Oh,
like,
Kia.
It had nothing. Okay. But you know, when you're dating a person, you start trying to, you know, do your research and you're just like, boom, you know, my second baby mother, Lorena, her and Jazz,
beautiful.
They met. So boom, it was one of them things that like, okay, cool. And people can't understand that dynamic because it's like, yo, no, I'm mature, I'm grown, like, yo, and they met without me being there. Like, it was one of them situations like, hey, boom, you in Miami, y'all cool, boom. And that's where a lot of people don't understand my dynamic. I pour myself into women more so than men.
Okay.
And I need it. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm going everywhere, but I'm trying to bring us back. Being in my position when you're the person everybody pulls from, your charging station for me has always been women.
But that's why there's this thing and there's this balance. Like, you know, I'm the one in my family that takes care of everybody, all the family. And the thing is, when you come home, you want to be, like you said, your charging station. Yeah. That's your charging station. You want someone to pour into you and to give that to you and this and that. What I think is happening with women right now, can we be honest about what women are dealing with? Yeah. Women are making more money than men. Mm-hmm.
That's challenging.
Yes,
women, that challenges the
if you're going to bring me hell and I can pay my own bills, it's not worth it. Women are going through this whole different thing of, you know, what it is. Like, I see my parents who've been together forever. I get to witness a traditional, you know, old school type of love. But nowadays, what we're witnessing city girls, we're witnessing this and that. And it's like the genders are doing this.
Clashing.
And it's like a hot topic and this and that. Yeah, it's cute, it's a hot topic. But it is really destroying families. When I go, okay, think about this. Being in Nashville all this time, well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected.
You a lie. That's cow. Most of the famous country rappers, most country singers were not married. What is he talking about? Elvis Presley, Shabuzi, Taylor Swift. Bro, I can name all the country music stars. They all wouldn't. What's he talking about?
Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville. You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer.
Well, duh, yeah, they more civilized. They definitely more civilized.
At what point in the black community do our men create real homes?
When do the women create real homes? The wife is the one that create the home, right? That's what everybody say, right? The wife is the one that create the home, right? So when is women gonna create their homes? The fuck?
And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family.
No, he can't. That is not, he Cam Newton. He's not the regular average black man. The average black man and the average black woman are the ones that could change the family structure in the black community. Not no rich niggas. What they gonna do? Pay for you to be a family? Like what? You want him to be a god? Like what?
You know? Mm-hmm. And my grandfather, I watched my uncles and everything. My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be.
But why you not looking at the woman though? Because I bet you the woman is the centerpiece of that fucking household. Niggas don't understand that shit. That woman is the one that's holding that shit together for real, bro. Because they making sure to do what they gotta do to keep the man happy and the kids happy. Like, they be playing that role. You gotta play that role. That's what the thing is. A lot of women not playing that role no more. I thought she was gonna get into how the women playing because she brought up the City Girls, but she got on that shit, then she changed narrative. And I guess it's because she a female, she can't be on a male show talking about females, which I understand, but now you only telling half side of the story. But you're not telling the full story though. If you gonna go on a podcast and talk about black families and black relationships and shit like that, you gotta talk about the real problem inside those relationships. It be the women. And people don't want to address that. Communication, the most important. But you gotta play that role, bro. You can't, it's not a battle. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta play your role.
So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to tell my black men to really step up for black women and create families.
Yeah.
She crying, fool.
It's really not cool. Black men are attacking black women. And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes. They're creating babies everywhere.
I ain't gonna lie, if Cam Newton a real nigga, he gonna reverse it on her, bro. But he not because she crying. But if he a real nigga, he gonna say, well, what about the women in those families though? Because I honestly feel like these women be choosing to be single baby mamas, bro. I be feeling like they be choosing that shit. Because you the one that allowing this shit to happen. Like, and the way that I'm talking right now, they gonna say that I'm attacking black women, but I'm really not. I'm trying to like put some accountability into these women, bro. Like how I had to learn accountability myself. You can't blame black men for creating broken households when we not the ones that carry the babies, bro. We not the ones that actually bring the babies about, bro. Y'all are. How can you blame a man for that? When you single, you messing with him, he nothing you messing with him, you single the whole time. The single baby mamas be the ones that be single when they pregnant, bro. You should already know if you get pregnant and you're single, it's gonna be a single. He's not finna come back. You already single. It's like common sense that everybody try to avoid in this topic, bro. In this conversation, everybody avoids the fact that the woman is the one that carry it. And 9 times out of 10, at the time that she's pregnant, she's single. Most of the single baby mamas was single when they was pregnant. I have to keep saying that because that's the most important part of the equation. You're single and you're pregnant.
It's not cool. And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening because there's so many other things around you going on that are not fair to black women. What is going on with the black family?
You not addressing, you asking, but you not understanding what's going on. You blaming the wrong one. That's why you can't figure out because you're blaming the wrong one. That's why you keep asking the question because you don't know because you keep blaming the wrong person, the wrong gender. You're blaming the wrong people. Then you trying to tell him like he has to be the example. Ain't nobody following Cam Newton. Black youth follow what they think is cool. What they think is cool, not what we think is cool, not what she think is cool, not what we think is cool, regardless. They follow what they think is cool. The youth dictate the future. The youth dictate now. The youth is the biggest consumer of music. So what they're listening to, we're going to hear. It's not what we want to listen to, it's what the kids want to listen to. You got to understand that first of all. Second of all, they're going to follow the people that they think is cool. They're going to follow the people that they want to be like. Not who we want them to be like, who they want to be like. That's why it's important for the average black woman to have a male figure around. She don't need the father, but she definitely needs a male figure around that knows how to be a man. That's the most important part. If you don't have an important male figure around as a woman, don't have a fucking baby. Cause a real man, if he fuck with you for real, he may not, you know what I'm saying, OC pay for everything and shit, but he gonna make sure that if you got a son, that the son know what he need to be, you know what I'm saying, what he need to know. You probably still gonna be a single baby mama, but at least you got male figures around that's gonna make sure that boy don't turn up weird, you know what I'm saying? That's the most important part. So her saying and praying for Cam to get right and to have a family doesn't mean nothing because the kids not gonna follow him because they don't think he cool anyways. They don't think no married man is cool. Honestly, like they don't. Black kids is not gonna think that shit cool. Black women think the baby mama culture is cool, which that's what they don't understand. Bro, if a black woman really wanted to have a family when she wanted to have a family, they would put that first. They wouldn't be trying to do other shit. They would put the fam first. The black women not putting family first. Men never put family first. That's what people don't understand. All throughout history, men never put the family first. They put what they had to do first and the family come with it. And the family follow what the man want to do. The family follow the man's dreams. How the man want to guide the ship, the family follow that. But now they switching the narrative. They trying to switch the narrative. It's never going to switch because women and men is never going to switch in the hierarchy. It's always going to be men then women. That's natural. And not only is it natural, it's been that way throughout all of history as humankind, bro. All through humankind it's been that way. Y'all trying to switch it, and that's why shit fucking up so bad is because y'all trying to switch it. Ever since females started switching this shit, feminism movement around that shit happened, that's when all the numbers started changing. The stats don't lie, bro. Just look at the stats. Before the time was feminism, nigga, it was great. After feminism, the numbers dropped in every category. Fertility rates, babies coming out, singles, divorces, all that shit switched. It literally, before that, it was cool. And it's all within 50 years. People don't understand this, like 50 years. So you have to understand, shit switching, but y'all trying to keep blaming the wrong people. Stop blaming the wrong people. You blaming people that's really trying their hard. Do you know how many average black men is out here trying their hardest to find a family? Trying to build themselves up to be able to support and provide a family, because all the black women is saying, we don't want no broke man. We don't want no man. We don't want no man who just working a 9 to 5. We want a trapper. Do you know how many men is working 9 to 5s, can't find a bitch they want to fuck with because all the bitches want to fuck hood niggas? Do women not understand this? Like, do women really not understand that it's so many average black men out here that's working every day that want a fucking family? Most men that work 9 to 5s want families, bro. Those are not the guys that's having multiple baby mamas. That's the average black man. That's the people who uphold the black community. Instead, they getting cheated on with hood niggas. They knocking all the fucking women up. Now every man has to choose between a stepmama. Has to choose to be a stepdaddy. Every man has to choose to be a stepdaddy. Like, if I want a female, now I have to be a stepdaddy. A lot of men not gonna put up with that because that's not their kid. And then the men that will be really thirsty. Like, if you know you finna be a stepdad, you ain't got no kids, you thirsty, bro. Cause why is you picking up another man? Like, don't never do that. I don't care how bad she is. I don't care how good she looks. When they used up, bro, their consumer goods, leave it to the streets. Please. Let me get back to the video, man.
Consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there. And they see their mama sad at night. At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day.
You too old to be victim blaming. If you crying about a situation, that's probably your own fault. I could look it up. She probably got a kid, right? And she probably not married, right? Like, I could figure this. I'm just looking at the fingers. None of these rings look. So she not married. But she not gonna look in the mirror and be like, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's my fault. And if you walking around blaming men for your problems, you definitely the problem. Because you still haven't looked at yourself in the mirror and said, maybe it's my fault. I chose the wrong guy, or I'm not looking for the right kind of guy. It could be multiple things. But sometimes you have to look in the mirror. And, you know,
I get to witness the best of both worlds every day. Getting on stage singing R&B, being here in Atlanta, I get to sing R&B, but then I get to go to Nashville and be like, you mean you ain't staying out till 6 in the morning? You gonna go home to your family? You gonna write this song and leave at 5 and 6 because you gonna take care of your family and your wife? At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it. We're never gonna have it. It's just not gonna happen. So if your mentality is, yes, things happen, and I'm not knocking you for that. I didn't come here for that. But at what point do you take that black woman? Do you be at a home and show your kids what it's like, you know? At what point do you take a grip to it, not make excuses for it or mantras and things like that? It is so unfair to black women who have been the strength and builders of so many things.
Of
And
what?
I know life happens. You can't be
Name
with
it
somebody
for me.
you don't want to be with or whatever. But my grandparents did it. My grandfather,
Different dynamic.
92, died when he was 92, my best friend. I never seen another type of man. That's why I've turned down 3 rings. Because they wasn't like my grandpa. My grandfather raised 9 kids on his own because my grandmama died before I could even meet her.
Different
What
dynamics.
point are our black men going to stop the bullshit, the social media shit and all of that, and build black homes? If we don't build black homes, we can't depend on white folk to build black homes.
Well, duh.
So when you see
Everybody worried about
somebody like your
themselves.
significant other who clearly loves you, and it's all these black women rooting for her, rooting for you. They want you to build a black home. That's their anger. They don't know you. They can't judge you for anything else. They want you being who you are, being attractive, being successful. They want you to take hold and solidify and build a black home. That's not saying you're not taking care of the kids you have, because clearly you are, and you love your kids. Taking care of your kids and building a home is 2 different things. At what point are we gonna stop these back and forths? Oh, this type of woman don't say nothing to me about that. Well, guess what? You're just weak. Like, you want a strong woman around you, and I'm sorry, like, black women have we get copied from hair to body to everything. Black women are the most unloved individuals in America, but the ones who have built.
The most mimicked.
Most mimic. Good or bad mimic, you know?
Okay.
But
Okay.
we looking to you. We looking to you. A successful black man, we are looking to you to change the narrative. And when you don't, it becomes, go on that show and tear his ass up.
Nah, but it's crazy because she really said we have to stop the back and forth. Oh, a real woman would never say that to me. If you have a problem with it, you're just weak. That's what she just said. And watch Cam just sit here and eat this shit up and be like, whole time, you or her both blind, because why you looking at Cam Newton to build his family when you should be trying to build your family? Did she just say black women are looking at Cam Newton to get married? How's that gonna change your life? If a man don't want to take a woman from being rash and childish and ghetto as fuck, it's a problem. Black women are the most, what she said, black women are the most unwanted female. If everybody mimic their features, but they're still the most unwanted, what does that mean? That they don't want what come with you? Attitude problems, maybe? Have you looked in the mirror? Do you have attitude problems? Are you toxic? That's not an energy a man gonna want. That's not something that a man could build a house on. And that's the difference, is that she keep throwing her grandfather in a picture. You don't even know what type of dynamic that he was in. You don't even know the situation that he was in. You said you couldn't even meet your grandmother. So how do you know what kind of woman she was? Was she the woman that was worth a man to do what he do for her? That's the thing people have to understand. What type of woman are you? That was matter, because that's going to dictate what man you get. That's going to dictate what kind of man you going to get. It's not that the man is weak. It's that the man don't want that kind of woman. A man could choose, just like y'all could choose what kind of man a man could choose what kind of woman he want. And if he's saying that he don't want this kind of woman, and he's telling you why he don't want you, why is it a problem? Why is he now weak? Because he's telling you that his opinion of a real woman wouldn't talk to him crazy like that. How is that weak, that he's saying what he want as a man? No man want that. That's why y'all is the least wanted. The most men, yeah, bitch, I'll get a motherfucker Latina that look just like a black bitch, but she don't act like one. Yeah, nigga get a white bitch that dress and everything just like a black bitch, but she don't act like one. Cooked mentality, bro.
I received that, and nothing but a white flag, because I have been guilty. But if we're gonna have this conversation, how we need to have this conversation, just like you're holding me accountable.
Hold me accountable.
I need black women to hold themselves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Because that's where it's tear his at. But then I got my brothers, it's like, keep it real. Not here. The point that I was making earlier was when me and Jazz was dating, one of the most memorable conversations that we had was, my heart goes out to Kia. Yeah. That's what she told me.
That's real, right?
No, it's real, right?
Okay.
But here it goes. You seen Friday After Next. And you're like, you don't know Baby D. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's the little boy in me.
Yeah.
You feel me? And stay with me. And I'm like, you don't know Kia. Keep her name out your mouth.
Okay.
I was in defense mode. As we kept dating, she said it again, and she would say it regularly. She's like, man, my heart goes out to Kia.
See?
And this is after she met Lorena. She was like, yo, man, Lorena, cool, dope. I can see what you saw. And that's cool. And we've had multiple interactions, and she knows what my expectations for setting standards and boundaries for everybody. She just knows what type of individual that I am. And knowing that my date history was when I did not understand what came with the success. I wanted it all. Hear this. I grew up in the church.
Okay.
My father's a preacher. My parents have been together for 39 years.
Ooh, okay.
So I know what right from wrong is, or what that structure looks like. I just didn't choose it. I just didn't choose right. Mm-hmm. Not to say that at the journey, as the journey was happening, I wasn't trying to make that right with my situation.
Yeah.
At the time. Kia, that I'm saying.
Okay.
So
the first baby
mother.
Okay.
Because, man, we caught COVID in 2020. I mean, inseparable. Man.
That's the best way.
You feel me? Bro, we jumped off the porch and was just inseparable. And then that's where she was like, I can't stay with you because I gotta go take care of my daughter. I was like, man, look, we gonna make this a family. That was my pursuit then, because I come from that.
Yeah.
Stay with me. I come from that.
So
you wanted that because that's what you saw.
But come on, get it to the butt.
That.
Man.
Still to this
day. I want to hear. Bro, you can't. You trying to beat around the bush, bro? You should have just went out and said it.
I want family. I believe in family. I don't have.
That's what every black man want when he's in a relationship. By the way, it's just after a while you stop wanting that shit because you know you're not getting it.
I made this a public service announcement. I don't have friends. I have family.
Okay.
Straight up. And if my daddy got your number, you're no longer a friend to me.
Your family.
Your family.
Yeah.
Because even with that, that's the most influential man in my life. That's the most influential person in my life. So if he gives the hat tip to, then that's my gatekeeper. If my mother also does that, then cool. So for me, I've always wanted that.
That's what you want.
Because that's where I came from.
Okay.
Now, if we're keeping it about accountability,
all right,
I know what a woman is supposed to be. That's not to throw no shade. That's not to say that she wasn't that. I would resort both parties being immature and wanting the title more than the actual nuances of what it actually takes to be a healthy relationship.
Can I ask you this?
Yes.
What are your beliefs to what a woman is supposed to be for you?
For me. Now, this may not be everybody's expectations. These are my expectations. I want the woman who I have in my life to make my house a home, a safe environment, a loving environment, understanding just the totality of this ain't for the kid. Hey, grown folks talking, y'all go downstairs or y'all go upstairs or y'all get out of here. We talking.
Okay.
Certain things should not take place in front of certain individuals.
In front of kids.
So that's not, and I hate to have this conversation because it makes it seem as if Kia wasn't that, because that's not the case.
No, you're not saying it. You're just telling your experience.
I'm saying my experience. What I will resort to that, in large part to me, I was young, successful, and I did not know what came with success. Okay. Because the person who is still the most influential person in my life could not relate to me no more. And now I'm here to figure
Different
out
dynamics.
this thing called life with the young nigga from Atlanta that got money, that got clout, that got status, and got it all. So my dad, like, he would have these sermons and it would be so awkward. But you know, when you ever been to church and you be like, man, he talking to me. He would make it so intentional. He would say, no, you know what? Cam, come on down. That's who my dad is. So when you talk about embarrassing, I don't know how to feel embarrassed because that's what my family do. We gonna put you on the front street.
Okay.
And he basically said, hey, we need to figure this out because I can't preach to the people.
Okay.
And my son is rebellion from my word.
Most sons are gonna.
So understand, I've always had that accountability. But for me, my immaturity was still too curious.
But that's real to even speak on your.
So basically, he said everything that I said throughout my rants, but he didn't too much touch on accountability for women. I know he probably wanted to, but I could tell with the way his story was going that he was never going to get to the point. And the speech ended up, and he still never tried to hold women accountable. He threw some hits in there, but he couldn't make it stick. That's why me personally, I always get right to the point. Because you fuck around and you talk too much, you ramble too much, my nigga, you forget the point, you're cooked. You got to know when to get off of it. Now, at the end of the day, I didn't know all that about Cam. But at the end of the day, what I do know about men is that every man really want a family, bro. There's not no man that don't want a family. But the woman has to be the right woman, bro. Like, she has to really do what she's supposed to do. Now, like I said earlier, man, sometimes we do end up just getting into the mood where we just want to fuck hoes and keep going on about the day. But one thing that we do understand, that if we end up finding that right one that's coming right, that know how to be a woman for real, that shit over with. Because trust me, a man knows when he has something that's precious, he's not going to let it go. Why you being able to keep jobs, we the most sustainable creature on earth. We the most self-sustainable creature on earth. Men are. Not women, men. Women here because men allowed that shit. Everything that's going on today is because men allow it. Men is the most self-sustainable creature on earth. We don't need, we do it ourselves. But a partner would definitely will be helpful. A helpmate would definitely be helpful. But if you gonna come in this circle, you have to be right. Otherwise, you just gonna get left like the rest. So what's really going on with Cam, dog, is that he just hasn't found that one. He can't blame his immaturity because the right one gonna come around and change his whole perspective on life. Just like how she was saying that dick gonna steer you wrong, baby. But a right man or a right woman that you actually want to listen to, like they actually come in the picture and try to help you, that other shit's not even gonna fucking matter. Because at the end of the day, it always matter about the man's or woman's perception on life. And if they have that right perception of mind, knowing how the shit goes, understanding both each other, communicating, and knowing their roles, and being able to fulfill those roles, can't nothing stop that shit. Period. But when you applying social media to your beliefs or influences from other areas of life that you haven't even met these people, the most important thing is to have those influences around you. To see that in your own eyes, and not only to see it, but you have to talk to them. You have to communicate with them because you have to understand how they move. You can't say, I grew up and everybody around me was married. You can't say that like it's a flex because it's really not, because it matters how close y'all were. If everybody around you was married, but you wasn't out there talking to the women that's married, trying to understand how to be a woman to get married, then what are you doing? If you're a man and you have a father figure or fathers around you and everybody in your family married, but you not going around asking them how they're married, what they doing to be married as a man, what the fuck is you doing? You can't use that as fuel to debate with somebody when you wasn't even going around asking them and getting their advice. I'm speaking from her perspective because she the one that brought it up. I just want to see what she says. I think the video will be over with, but I want to see what she says real quick.
Immaturity. And that's kind of why, I want to talk to you, because I'm like, your ultimate goal of what it is, because you are so loved, in the community. And we want to see that, but we also want to see you do, what we want. But you also have to do you. But if something doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't pressure into anything that hasn't made you happy or isn't what you even
That's
feel.
what you was trying to do, though, because you said if men don't do what they want to do, they're weak. You said if they didn't want that kind of woman, they weak. But you saying if it don't work, it don't work.
But I feel like, Cam, you have been so tough in media. You haven't even expressed that side for real of, this is really what I want. Or maybe it's been expressed and we just don't want to hear it. We want to hear what you say, what we want to hear.
It's a lot of clickable